Thanks for tuning in. This is Paul, otherwise known here on YouTube as Optibotimus. I am joined. I guess this is actually, I'm kind of excited. This is my first collaboration video.
Ooh.
I've never done a collaboration video because I was always like, how do you do a collaboration of a toy review? Like, I'll do part of it and then you'll do the other part. It seems kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But this is an old work buddy of mine. We're not going to say where we met though.
Okay.
Because that's top secret.
Top secret.
I don't want weird people to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of you people, I'm looking at you, Parabot the Superior. I feel like you're weird. That's not
just calling out people.
Yeah.
All right.
Jeff. Jeff's a weird one. Jeff's a weird one.
Yeah.
But this is anybody named Jeff.
That's true. Yeah.
You got two F's.
Two F's? Yeah. You only need one, right?
That's right. You only need one.
You only need one.
It's Jeff.
There's an extra.
Why do you have the? Hi, I'm Jeff. So I'm sorry, Jeff. That's not nice. I shouldn't. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. I apologize. Everybody who's weird, you're still cool in my opinion. But this is Isaiah. Back in the old days.
Yes.
Like a year ago. Back in the old days when we worked together. We would always talk about like nerdy stuff.
Yeah, nerdy
like
stuff.
Comics,
yeah.
Marvel movies, things like that. So we always had a fun conversation about it. And he has a new YouTube channel. It's weird because we got to figure out how to get his name to show up easier. But it's Comic Talk Podcast. If you go on to his channel or go to YouTube, just type in Comic Talk Podcast, and the logo you'll see, it'll say Comic Talk. It's a black logo, right? Was it a black logo? Yeah. Yes. It's a black logo with white letters that says Comic Talk. Check it out. This is going to be on his channel. Obviously, it's going to be on my channel, so that's where it's a collaboration.
Yes. Collaboration over here.
We're excited.
I'm excited.
Isaiah's got a whole bunch of I love your videos, Candy. Although I don't know what kind of videos somebody named Candy.
Yeah, I don't know if.
I don't know if we should be talking about that.
Yeah. We shouldn't be talking about.
Are you talking about Comic? No, we're not talking about Comic-Con. We're talking just comic nerdy, not even necessarily comics, just nerdy stuff.
Nerdy stuff, geek stuff, nerdy stuff, all sorts of awesomeness.
Fun, happy things that make us squeal.
Exactly.
As boys.
Yes.
It's a boys squeal.
Yes, exactly.
Like girls see like makeup, whatever. Boys, we see, Captain America. Although,
exactly.
Not a big Captain America fan. Are you a big Captain America fan?
I like the Winter Soldier movie.
I wasn't a fan of Winter Soldier. I thought it was one of the worst. What? Totally did. I thought it was boring.
Really?
I didn't think it was very good.
Really?
It felt like a really long soap opera.
What?
That's
okay.
All right. That's just the way that it is.
That was like my favorite, like probably top 3 MCU movies.
Top 3?
Exactly. Yeah.
What are your other ones?
Civil War.
That's a good one.
And probably.
Don't say Ragnarok.
Nah, that's top 5.
I know.
That's top 5.
Top 5?
Infinity War.
Okay.
Infinity War.
That's a good one. So you like Infinity War more than Endgame?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, I did.
Interesting. A lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
That's not an uncommon thing.
It's because like Infinity War was like so epic. Like I don't know how you can get more epic than like Endgame was like. Okay, how do you even top like Infinity War? So epic. Point. Yeah.
I mean, there was so much in Infinity War, and I think a lot of people complain about Endgame because it was fairly slow for the most part. I mean, there wasn't a lot of action. They were doing things in it, but there wasn't a lot of like epic battling. There was a lot more battles in epicness in Infinity War, so I can see that.
I did shed a tear at like the last battle. I was like, you're never gonna get all these superheroes in one movie ever again.
That's true. When that scene where Cap is like Avengers, and it pans and you see all of them, and then he grabs Mjolnir, and he's like, assemble. And I'm like, because at that point, what's amazing about that, there's a subcontext to it that the Avengers were for the longest time Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Hulk. So you had like those five. They were the Avengers.
Yeah.
Now, it's everybody is an Avenger.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is an Avenger. The Guardians of the Galaxy are Avengers. Everybody is an Avenger.
Yeah.
So he pulls that line out, and look, you see it?
I see it.
You see it? I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. But Brie Larson, what did you think about Captain Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
I'm going off on a tangent. He's got a whole list, guys. He's got a.
But I will talk about
printed. It's printed.
It is.
He printed it on paper.
Okay. Captain Marvel. I like the movie, but I didn't love it.
I felt like the movie was good, but anybody could have been Captain Marvel.
That's true.
Like, I watch Iron Man, I'm like, nobody else can be Tony Stark. Nobody else can be Captain America.
Yeah.
You know, they're so good in these roles.
Yeah.
I'm like, they could have gotten anybody else.
Yeah, that's true.
To be Captain Marvel. So, I agree. I liked it, but there were aspects that I don't understand, and maybe it's just me thinking too hard about it, which is I try to tell people not to think that much about these movies. But it's like, she's supposed to not remember that she was ever on Earth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And she's in her mind, that's all been wiped out. She's never been on Earth in her mind. But when she's talking to Samuel L. Jackson's character of Nick Fury, she says, "Tell me something that is so obscure that nobody would be able to copy that." And he's like, "I can't eat toast if it's cut diagonally." And she's like, "What?" Like, yeah, like if it's cut diagonally, I can't eat it. And I'm like, why does she know what toast is?
That is true. I don't think they have toast up in space.
No, right, exactly. So it's like things like that. Or it's like, why does she know how to ride a motorcycle? Why did it's all there's subtle little things throughout the whole movie. Like, if she's not supposed, and so now I look at this and she's like, and I'm like, why does she know what toast is?
Yeah.
And why does she not stop herself and be like, wait a minute, why do I know what toast is? And then automatically be like, why do I know what something on this planet is?
Yeah.
It's like, do they have bread?
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so it's like, it's small little things that my brain goes crazy. Did it freeze? It didn't freeze. Not to be fair, Guardians have spaceships. Oh, space chips. Interesting. Well, I am super cool. I see. He's super cool.
I'm super cool?
What the heck? Max?
What's going on over there?
He's passing gas or something.
Okay.
Hell if I know. Alright, so, what was your reaction to the Endgame? Well, I'm sure we'll get into that kind of stuff. So Isaiah, he's got a list of questions. We're going to go through these. We're going to discuss and see what kind of shenanigans we can get into. Right?
Exactly.
Alright.
Alrighty.
So,
for the 30th anniversary, that was like 2 days ago.
2 days.
I was going to say 2 years. No, 2 days ago.
A long time ago.
The 30th anniversary of the 1989 Batman. Did you like the movie?
Oh, God. That shouldn't even be a question. It's the greatest Batman movie ever made.
Ooh, okay.
It's the greatest Batman movie ever made.
Even better than the Nolan ones?
I really like the Nolan ones, but I feel like... I guess I shouldn't say that it's the greatest one, because you look at something like The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a damn good Batman movie. That it's sad that Heath Ledger's gone to not be able to get, because I feel like they could have had so many other good movies. I mean, Batman and Joker are one of the greatest
duo.
villain,
hero.
I mean, you go to Lex Luthor and Superman. I mean, you have your ultimate good, and one could not exist without the other.
Exactly.
I feel. And I feel that Nolan did a really good job of capturing that. In that movie, and I feel like you could have just done. I mean, they didn't even need to do like The Dark Knight Rises after that. They could have done another movie with the Joker. I mean, you could have done. I mean, it would have just worked for so long. But with the 89 Batman, the one thing that I remember, you weren't even alive.
I wasn't alive.
Then.
No.
He was. A lot of you guys probably weren't even alive. But the thing that I remember about the '89 Batman is I was born in '78, so I was 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I had already known that I already knew about Batman, obviously, but before that he was very campy. He was very comical. You look to the old like '60s Batman with Adam West, and, you know, I mean, it's like pow, zoom, all this kind of weird comic booky kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It really didn't have a darkness to it.
Yeah.
And Tim Burton, when he came on, he wanted to do a gothic darkness to Batman. And I remember, and I mean, I see people complain about it now about like the new guy that they're getting for Batman. He was in
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, he's in the Twilight movies.
Yeah.
That's all people know him from. I talked to my girlfriend. She's like, yeah, but he's done other movies where he's been really, really good.
Yeah, like I was saying, like I can't really judge Robert Pattinson because I haven't even seen the Twilight movies. I haven't seen any of his other movies.
I've never seen them. I just know that. I'm like, I know I wouldn't have an interest in those movies. The Beast fell down.
Beast fell down.
Oh,
everybody.
You guys can't see it, but like, there's just like a domino effect of action figures. But I remember the backlash.
Yeah.
That's one thing I remember. I don't remember seeing the '89 Batman. I gotta believe that I did.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing it in theaters, or whatever. But
I remember, like, I heard that before '89 Batman, there was like just a whole bunch of Batman logos like everywhere, Times Square.
They were doing, they were teasing that kind of stuff. There was a lot of those tie-ins and things. The biggest thing that I remember was the big backlash with Michael Keaton being Batman. Because up to that point, he did mostly comedic kind of things. And people are like, no, and it was
Beetlejuice before.
Beetlejuice came out before that.
Okay.
So,
so that's why
a little bit before that.
Okay.
So it's like there's that, I mean, he did Mr. Mom.
Yeah,
I mean, there's all these comedies that he did. And people are like, there's no way that he could be Batman.
Yeah.
I'm like, so now when I see people say there's no way that Ben Affleck can be Batman, there's no way that whatever his name is can be Batman. Yeah.
They did that with Heath Ledger too. And
there's no way that Heath Ledger, and they turn out to be some of the greatest performances by these characters or by these actors that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
So now a lot of people look at Michael Keaton as being the definitive version, the best version of Batman. And I've always said to be able to play a good Batman, you also have to be able to play a really good Bruce Wayne.
Exactly.
And one of my favorite scenes in the original Batman movie is when Vicky Vale and the other dude, Knotts, the other reporter. There's two reporters. There's Vicky and then her like partner.
Yeah.
They're walking around in this hall room where there's like a whole bunch of suits of armor. And some are like Japanese, some are Chinese.
Bruce Wayne's house.
And, in Bruce Wayne's house at the party, right? So there's this huge extravagant party going on, which is totally Bruce Wayne style.
Yeah.
And of course, the party it's a casino night meant to be a fundraiser for the Gotham City Police Department. So he's trying to raise money. So he's having this party to do good. So I mean, like, it's totally a Bruce Wayne sort of thing. And when you look at it in the context of how Bruce Wayne would be, that's totally something Bruce Wayne would do.
Yeah.
And they're just standing there and they're like, who does this guy think he is? And one guy's like, where do you think this one came from? Like, he must be king of the Wicker people. And he's trying to make fun of him, right? And they don't know that Bruce is standing right behind him, and he's like, it's Japanese. And they turn around, surprising, they're like, how do you know that? And he's like, because I bought it in Japan. And they're like, oh, by the way, hi, I'm Bruce Wayne. So it's like, like that. So like for me, you have to be able to nail Bruce Wayne and Batman. And I actually felt that Christian Bale did a really good job of that as well. I thought he did a good job of looking like a billionaire, eccentric kind of guy. Yeah. One of the scenes that I thought of was when he was there and he had like two girls with him, and then they all jump into a pool.
That was the second one.
Right. And they're like, sir, you can't do this. Like, this is, you can't jump in this pool.
Didn't he give him like a check or something? Yeah.
Well, no, he's like, he gets out and he's like, well, I can now because I am buying your hotel or whatever it was, and he just throws money at him, so like totally Batman. Why is this? All right. Oh, it's Bobby Hill. Bobby Hill. Bobby.
God damn it, Bobby, I tell you what, that's a dang good pro play. Exactly.
Greatest impression ever, but I'm gonna get this guy. I'm tired. He comes in here a lot. High user. All right. Sorry guys. I apologize for that. So people will do that stuff. And then yeah. So this Lib's Lego creation. He did. I mean, going back to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he did an amazing job as Vulture.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because he's got that craziness.
Yeah.
To him that it works. So. I remember being really excited about the movie, loving it when it first came out. Jack Nicholson doing an amazing job as a Joker, you know. So I mean, people look at those as like being the iconic Batman, you know, Joker best versions of, you know, type of
I
thing.
think
And now
everybody's taken from like that final scene where like Joker dies and he has like the smile.
Yeah, and you
like
had the thing that's still laughing, like you know. I'm like, it was so good, and to me, really changed what a comic book movie could be about.
Yeah,
you know. So you had that. Granted, you had back in '78 is when Christopher Reeve did the Superman. So it's like you had those. But I feel like with '89 Batman, it definitively changed how we see Batman.
Yeah.
And since '89 to now, you know, 30 years.
Yeah.
That's how Batman is. He's dark. He's brooding.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's how. I mean, and again, you know, people forget that in the '60s he was a comic book. I mean, he was. You know, Adam West. He was a campy, cartoonish kind of thing. So it's like.
Yeah.
You know, much different now. But love the movie. What was the question?
What was it? Oh, did you love it or hate it?
I loved it.
Yeah, loved it.
Loved it. I just went off on a tangent.
No. So would you want to see Michael Keaton reprise the role as Batman?
That's, you know, we've talked about that privately. And I mentioned this on Twitter and things like that. I feel like if they brought him back, it would be a perfect way of doing Batman Beyond.
Exactly.
You bring him back as Old Man Batman, Old Man Bruce.
Yes.
You bring in a newer, younger. I think Tom Holland would have been amazing if he wasn't already so identified as Spider-Man. I think he'd be amazing as Terry McGinnis. Smaller, slender, more athletic of sorts. You know, which Batman Beyond really was. Yeah. Like that. I think that would be amazing. I don't think there's really anybody in here. Kevin Conroy as old. That's actually not bad either. The biggest thing is he does. I don't think he looks the part.
Yeah, I don't think he. I think I heard one time like he doesn't want to do like live action or anything.
Yeah, which is I mean he's so good as a voice actor and stuff that I feel like that would be weird.
And then 1989 like. Batman inspired
it just
animated series.
Yes, it did.
89, and then the Arkham series is influenced by that too as well.
All of it, but I think it's good to go back. Yeah. Because we're going to talk about the DCU, so I guess we could kind of talk about that a little bit. That it seems like the expanded universe for DC is just in a mess right now. I've heard that they've shelved the Flash movie. Yeah. That's, you know, but they're going ahead with, we're getting a new Wonder Woman. Yeah. We're getting a new, another Aquaman movie.
Shazam.
Shazam. But, I mean, I don't know how much. I mean, although Superman appeared in Shazam, I mean, not Henry Cavill, but I mean, it was like from here down was Superman, but you could tell that it was him. Yeah. Apparently, they offered it to Henry. Yeah. And he couldn't do it because there was a scheduling conflict. He couldn't. So I mean, he probably would have shown up to do it just because. So I mean, that's cool. I hope he gets. I actually like Henry as Superman. Yeah, I think he does. I think he does a really good job.
Yeah. You just haven't been putting him in like the best movies.
I feel that's the problem. Yeah. I feel that's part of the problem. I feel is DC took too long to do what they were going to do. Yeah. Or make a decision about doing the kind of stuff they wanted to do. And then Marvel started doing it, and they started getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And DC's like, just go along. So I feel like they crammed everything in a shorter period of time. I think they totally should have done it like what Marvel did. Do all the solo movies first, then bring them together for Justice League. Have a bigger villain, like in the Justice League movie.
Yeah.
You had
Steppenwolf.
Yeah. Like, give me a break. I'm like,
no one even knows who Steppenwolf is. Yeah.
No, and that combined with the fact that, like, literally, the Justice League was getting their ass kicked the entire movie. Superman shows up, and he's done.
Yeah.
Like, the fight lasted like 2 seconds with Superman. Like, you need somebody who is a bigger villain. You need someone like Apocalypse, who is DC's version of
Darkseid.
Thanos. Darkseid. I said Apocalypse. Yeah.
Well,
Apocalypse. Yeah. I mean, right. So you have Darkseid and you have Thanos, who, you know, you got DC. I mean, you got the same basic characters. You could totally work.
Yeah.
But they were just playing catch up.
Yeah.
And they need to pump something out.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what? You did it the wrong way.
And they tried to do like 5 movies in Batman vs Superman, like Death of Superman, The Dark Knight Returns.
Crammed way too much.
Trying to do like a little Justice League in there. There's
a little bit.
5 movies in like one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's how you do it, but
no, and it's not because you didn't set anything out previously.
Yeah.
So you needed, you know, so we got the Man of Steel movie before anything else.
Yeah.
And then you had Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
Which
just try to jam everything in there. And
I mean, everything was just. I really feel like what they should have done was, I don't care how much it was going to cost. You have somebody like Marvel throwing money at Robert Downey Jr. when they realized what they had.
Yeah.
And that guy now is a living Tony Stark.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
He's got all the money in the world.
Yeah.
They should have done the same thing with Christian Bale. They already had the 3 movies for Batman there. Yeah. So if you kept that going, and you already teased at the end of The Dark Knight Rises that Bruce Wayne survived.
Yeah.
That Batman survived. So we know he's still alive.
Yeah.
Leave it where he's gone for a while.
Yeah.
Superman shows up in Man of Steel, does everything that he does, and then Batman versus Superman, bring Christian Bale back into it, and be like, look what you did to my city, you know, that brings him out of retirement. See, they should hire me to come up with these movie ideas. I'm telling you, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, at that point, Man of Steel happens. Man of Steel forces Bruce to come out of retirement.
Yeah.
Because now you got a few years in between. So now he's beaten up, he's older, you know, but he comes back. He comes back, and he's like, fuck, Superman, look what you did. You killed people in my city. You killed people in your city.
Yeah.
Now you have the beginnings of a legitimate feud. Because you have all that stuff that Batman already went through, and you have that connection to Batman from those previous 3 movies.
Yeah.
Then you bring it in. All that stuff now happens. Then you do a Wonder Woman movie. Or you introduce Wonder Woman as a character. Kind of like, I mean, I looked at Wonder Woman, I'm like, there's nothing different about this than what they did with Captain America. Like with the first Avenger, where they go back and they tell the story. Then you have her present day. You don't even have to really. I mean, you could almost do the Batman versus Superman movie almost the exact same way by having Wonder Woman in there.
Yeah.
And kind of having the whole Death of Superman that was all stupid. They should never have forced that in.
Probably not going to even have a Death of Superman movie.
No, not a proper one. Yeah, not the way that it should. I mean, you had the animated one. Have you seen the animated?
Yeah, I have.
I mean, that's actually pretty good how they did that. But like, you could literally have taken that out and just made this a battle between Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
A back and forth between them, and you would have built that tension.
What's who killed Superman?
Doomsday. Leave that out entirely.
Yeah.
Leave that out. Have Lex Luthor there, just kind of fueling both of these guys,
going back and forth.
Right. Well, yeah. But it's like you could have done a better job with it. Then you could have done the Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah.
Bring that in. Then you could have done the Aquaman movie. Then you could have done the whole fucking
Flash one.
well, you could have done Flash. I mean, because they tease like with the time travel thing. I mean, you could have introduced Flash.
Do you think they should have got the one from CW, Grant Gustin? That's what everybody wanted. That's why everybody was kind of mad about that. They didn't bring him.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows who that Flash is, and
yeah, I think you could have, because at that point in time, people didn't know who
Ezra Miller.
Yeah, they didn't really know who he was.
Or to make him Wally West instead of Barry Allen.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things that you could have done.
Yeah.
I think with it, but they just didn't want to take the time to cultivate that.
Yeah, they just
And
just jam everything in one movie.
Get it out there.
Yeah.
And it's like, but now, and I know that I mean I know we're kind of skipping around, but it works.
Yeah.
See, it's a natural flow.
Natural flow.
But you look at, I mean, I know people are talking about like now with Endgame.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen the movie.
Spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen the movie, I don't really care. By this point in time, if you haven't seen Endgame, you don't care to see the movie.
Yeah, that's true.
We know that Tony Stark dies.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, Tony Stark dies, Captain America is old,
Black Widow.
Black Widow is dead.
Yeah.
Thor's off gallivanting with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna see more of him. But like the main group of people, you got Bruce. Professor Hulk, he's still around. I should be wearing my Professor Hulk glasses. What's going on?
Oh.
They're in my jacket.
Oh, okay.
So it's like that core group of guys are gone.
So we're gonna be seeing a completely different.
It's gonna be a whole new universe.
Yeah.
It's a whole new universe, and a lot of people are like, "Is it gonna be as good?"
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's the thing. Like, where if DC started this even halfway through this, we're now on like the downside or the downturn for Marvel. This would be the part where it would be ramping up for DC if they spaced it right.
Yeah.
So while Marvel's now going to be fading out because now we have Spider-Man coming out, but we don't know really what the rest of the future is going to hold. I mean, we assume we're going to get another Doctor Strange. We assume we're going to get another Black Panther. After Homecoming.
Yeah.
Or Far From Home, I think Tom Holland has one more appearance as Spider-Man. He was contracted, I believe, for 6 appearances. So we have Civil War. Homecoming.
Yeah. Infinity War.
Endgame. Far From Home.
Yeah.
So he's got one more.
Yeah.
That he's going to do. Whether or not that's just an appearance.
Yeah.
In it or a full movie, I don't know. I mean, I've heard that he was contracted to do 3 standalone movies.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. But it's like if DC did it right.
Yeah.
This is when Marvel's not going to be relevant really anymore, and people are going to be wanting something.
Yeah.
DC could have easily came in, and then you'd have, by this point in time, you would be able to introduce Flash again. You'd have, whether or not you use the movie Flash or the TV show, I don't think it would have mattered at that point in time. I think Grant would have been a more logical choice just because he's been in the role, he knows the character.
Yeah.
Giving him a movie, I feel like, would have been
smarter idea.
It would have been a smarter idea, I think, because he knows the character, and
everybody likes the Flash.
Everybody likes the TV show. I mean, of the shows that are out there, I feel like, and I don't know for certain, I'm just going by personal opinion, I think more people like the Flash than even Arrow. I mean, we were talking about this a little bit. I mean, Arrow, I just feel like it's a rip-off of Batman. They just copied Batman storylines with it. So
the Arrow guy,
yeah. So I mean, I think they could have timed it a lot better.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because I love Superman too.
Yeah.
I love Batman. I mean, it's characters that I grew up with that I love. That
I think now.
You ever grab a fart in your hand and sniff it?
What? Uh-oh. Whoa.
That was weird.
That was weird.
Okay. So what else? So we skipped around a lot, but what else?
I think to save DC now is probably just do solo movies. Just make good movies.
Yeah.
You don't have to do the connected universe. Like Shazam was a good movie.
Right.
It didn't depend on like, oh, you got to see this movie before watching Shazam.
Right.
But they did hint like, oh, there's Batman in this universe.
Right.
There's a Superman in this universe.
Well, they even did the same thing with Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we even had Ben Affleck in the first Suicide Squad movie. I don't know, I mean, what the connection is in the second one, but I really don't have much of an interest in Suicide Squad. I know that it exists in the same universe as everybody else, but I feel like I mean, that's just another one that why do a Suicide Squad movie? I mean.
You know, James Gunn's gonna be directing.
He's directing that one. Yeah.
Will Smith is not coming back as.
No, that's so sad.
I don't know if Harley Quinn's gonna be coming back as Harley. I mean, Margot Robbie coming back as Harley Quinn.
I want to say that she is.
Because she's all doing like her own. They're doing the Birds of Prey and then.
Oh, that's right.
So I don't know if they're doing. Dave Bautista might be in it.
Oh, that's him and his little whole controversy with James Gunn being fired.
You think he's returns to the MCU? Dave Bautista?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think that once Disney brought James Gunn back for Guardians 3, they were always going to use James Gunn's script.
Yeah.
The one that he created. So it was always going to be the basic same story.
Yeah.
But when you're a director, you have a certain vision in your mind of what you write and how you expect it to look. Now you have something that you've written that you have to hand to someone else and hope that they can think all on the same lines.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they brought him back for it because he apologized for what he said years ago. I mean, like 10, almost. I mean, like all these years ago, he apologized for it, and it wasn't hidden. Disney knew what he had said before that, before they hired him for Guardians.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like they did it just as a PR move because they were worried about it, but I think that everybody surrounded him with support and love. From fans to the cast. That was what was amazing. That all the cast got together and be like, he is a different man than he was in 2012. Yeah. Yes, he said those things. He shouldn't have said those things. But he's changed. Yeah. He's a different man. And I loved, I mean, whether you agree with it or not, I love the fact that Dave Bautista was like, I am not working on this movie. To hell with my contract. If I signed a contract to work with him, and if he's not going to be doing the movie, then I'm not going to do the movie. And I'm like, you know, I would. And the thing with Bautista is, he's not. I mean, he's turned out to be kind of a sleeper favorite, as as a Guardian of the Galaxy. But like, if you had, who plays Gamora?
Zoe Saldana.
Zoe. Yeah. If you had her or Chris Pratt come out and be like, yeah, we're not doing the movie either. Yeah. Unless he's doing it. Disney, they instantly would have changed their mind. Yeah. Because they're the moneymakers for it. They're the ones, but they didn't. And that kind of made me feel like, you say all these things like that you're supporting them, but you're not standing by him by standing up and being like, no, I'm not going to do this if you don't bring him back. I'm like, your words are empty if there's no action behind it. And Dave Bautista got up there like, you fired him, I'm not working for you because of it. And I'm like, that right there is an honorable man. I'm like, he earned a lot of my respect. And Zoe and Chris lost a little bit. Even Bradley Cooper, I mean, could have easily. He does the voice. He's Rocket. Yeah. I'm like, even he could have came out and been like,
Vin Diesel, did he even say anything?
Vin Diesel, he just says, I am Groot. Yeah. He records 1,000 different ways of saying, I am Groot. I am Groot. Yeah. I am Groot. I mean, that's all he does. So
we are Groot. He actually changed it up in the first one. So can he say different stuff, or?
I don't know.
Because he says we are Groot.
I don't know. That's a good question. I would say that The Marvel Cinematic Universe is full of strange wonders.
Yeah.
And did I just spill water on my?
Uh-oh.
Strange.
Yeah.
Strange wonders.
Uh-oh. Oh my goodness.
This is a tease for the next video that I'm working on. This is the Hot Toys Doctor Strange, where you put the figure in front of him, and then you have those arms on the background, and of course, he's sitting there doing this. So it's like...
That was like the best part of like the first one.
This one?
Yeah, when Doctor Strange was fighting Thanos.
Right.
Everybody like just lost their mind when there's this... When he just did all those powers and all, like, oh my.
Well, you gotta remember. I mean, Doctor Strange is meant to be one of the most. He is one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the master of the mystic arts for a reason. I'm like, he is a powerful dude, and I loved that evolution. I mean, that's not on there.
Yeah.
But you go from Doctor Strange, how we saw him in Doctor Strange, to how he. Well, we saw him a little bit in Ragnarok. He was there briefly for a second with it. But you gotta believe that the fact that he knew that Odin was there, and Odin, you know, the fact that he knew that, I mean, that says something about Strange's power. Mm-hmm. And then you see it come into play with Infinity War. Yeah. And it's like, damn! You know, I'm like, he's sitting there, like, using all these powers to fight Thanos, who's got an Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah. I'm like...
By himself.
Yeah. I mean, it was... pretty amazing. One of my favorite scenes, not really entirely Doctor Strange related, but one of my favorite scenes in Endgame was, one of the things I loved about Endgame was they brought back other characters. Yeah. So we got Natalie Portman in the movie again. We got Thor's mom in the movie again.
The kid from Iron Man 3.
The kid from Iron Man 3.
I didn't even know who that was.
I had no idea. We were sitting, my girlfriend and I, we were sitting there like, oh, look, they got the Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, look, they got Hank Pym and Hulk.
Some random kid.
And then I'm like, who's that kid just standing there?
And I watched it twice. I'm like, I don't know who that
I had no idea. I had to go on the internet. Yeah. Because he's so much older now. He looks so different. I'm like, but that's also the same kid that was in Jurassic World. Did you know that?
Okay, yeah. Okay,
see, now I can picture it, but he's older now. Yeah. So like, totally didn't know.
I didn't even know it was him.
But one of my favorite throwbacks in it was I forgot Tilda Swanson. She's the one who played the Ancient One in Doctor Strange. Yeah. You know, the one who teaches Doctor Strange. So in Endgame, Bruce Banner goes to New York. 2012, when the Battle of New York is happening, goes to the Ancient One, and I loved seeing her in that. She did such a good job in it that it just makes me wish she was in it more. Yeah. Like she didn't die in Doctor Strange, so she could come back and be there some more. And the thing that I loved was she knew all of this was happening. Yeah. Because Bruce is like, he's like, I'm here for Doctor Strange, and she's like, Dr. Stephen Strange is a few blocks down the street performing surgery, and she already knew who Doctor Strange was. Yeah. And then he's like, well, then why? She's like, I'm not giving you the stone, and then she's like, or Bruce is like, but then why did he give it away so easily before? And she's like, he gave it away. Yeah. And it confused her. And then she's like, Stephen Strange is meant to represent the best of us. Yeah. So I love the fact that she knew all of what was going to happen. Yeah. I mean, obviously not the snap, because the way that they explained it in the Doctor, and I've gone back and watched it, is she can only see up to a point in her life.
Until she dies.
She can't. Yeah, she can't see beyond. Yeah. Because she's dead, so she can't see the future beyond her own life. So that's why she's like, I can only see up to this point. Yeah. And that's why she's like, I could never see past this. So she knew that was the time that she was supposed to die. Mm-hmm. So I just loved having her in the movie again. And again, we were talking about people like Michael Keaton, Heath Ledger, where people were bitching and complaining. Yeah. People were bitching and complaining about her being the Ancient One because because the Ancient One is supposed to be Chinese.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she's a different ethnicity.
Yeah.
And the Ancient One was supposed to be a guy. And in the movie, she's a girl.
Well, they kind of teased it a little bit, like, oh, you're the Ancient One in Doctor Strange, and then it's
right,
actually her, yeah.
Right. So it's like, that was another one that I feel like after it came out, people were like, okay, I'm all right with how she did the Ancient One. So, so what were you talking about?
Oh, and
I go off on
Red
tangents.
Skull and Captain America.
Red Skull. What did you think? I'm talking a lot. What did you think?
I really wish that we saw when Captain America goes back in time and gives the Soul Stone to it's a Soul Stone, right?
Yeah.
To Red Skull. Like that interaction would be like, I want to know like what that interaction like. I haven't seen you like forever. Like what?
Yeah, like what are you doing? Hey, I know you.
Yeah. And like when you give a soul for a soul, so when you get back to Soul Stone, do you get another soul back?
You, that's a lot of people have talked about that. You know, how does that trade work? Yeah, it's a soul for a soul.
So does he get back Black Widow? Does she go back in time with Captain America? Does
Well, we do know that Black Widow is getting her own Netflix series.
Well, she's getting her own movie and
movie. Yeah, it's
yeah.
Loki. It's Loki. Loki's getting a Netflix series.
Vision and
Vision and Wanda are getting it, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier are getting their own Netflix
so is it gonna
series.
be Captain America in the Netflix series or Disney Plus? Sorry.
Disney Plus. Disney Plus. Yeah. That's right. Disney Plus. But it's like, why are you in? You know, the collector just told me what to say. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, Max, I'm barely paying attention to the chat, guys. I'm sorry. We're doing this. I apologize. Paul, don't mind. Slight bit rude. He's being rude? Will you kiss my butthole? That's...
Alrighty.
Bubba?
No, Bubba,
damn it. That's the... I swear to God. That would have been cool to see. And I feel like maybe with the Scarlet... or, Black Widow movie, because it's going to be a movie, so it's going to be a much more powerful kind of thing. So I feel like we may see something along those lines where to bring her back, Cap had to, here's the stone back. Yeah. And we may, in that movie is where we may see, because I just feel like that is such a waste to know that Red Skull still exists in this world. Yeah. I knew he did for the longest time. Ever since I saw that, I'm like, he's not dead. Because it's the space stone. Yeah. I'm like, it just literally, it probably just transported him somewhere.
I just forgot about him.
I totally did too. I mean, that happened almost, like 8 years ago or something like that.
When he came back in, so, was it Infinity War, I was like, everybody just lost their minds when he just came back.
Oh, I totally did. I totally did. Yeah. I mean, at first, like, I didn't recognize the voice. I'm like, oh, what's that?
It was a different actor, right?
In Infinity War, well, in both of them, a different actor than Hugo Weaving. Yeah. Hugo Weaving didn't want to come back and do it. But it was perfectly fine because the accent, you had the German accent, you had the makeup on there. I didn't even know that it wasn't Hugo Weaving at first. I just then later on read that, like, Hugo didn't want to come back and do it. But I feel like we may... Hopefully, because everything else is kind of like all the loose ends have been kind of neatly wrapped up, except that one.
Well, they usually like leave loose ends to make it in another movie. Yeah.
Speaking of loose ends, with Guardians of the Galaxy 2, we were introduced to Adam Warlock at the end. Inside the cocoon. Yes. That's Adam Warlock, or supposed to be Adam Warlock. Yeah. Adam Warlock in the comics is pretty much who was the one that was... And this is why I was kind of like, you literally didn't need Captain Marvel for it. If they continued to develop the Adam Warlock thing, because Adam Warlock was the one that brought everybody together to beat Thanos. I mean, he was the one strong enough basically to do it. Captain Marvel was there as well, but, I feel like you could have gotten rid of Captain Marvel, just brought in... Like, if you did all this and then did Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which I feel that's where they may actually bring in Adam Warlock. Yeah. I also heard a rumor just the other day that will also introduce Beta Ray Bill to it.
Beta Ray, who's that?
Beta Ray Bill is he's a cyborg who was brought around to, oh god, I'm gonna get this, people are gonna yell at me. If I'm not mistaken, it was he was created, and then, long story short, he's actually the one who, comic book wise, this is what I know for sure.
Yeah.
He's the one who actually was given Stormbreaker. He was worthy of Mjolnir.
Okay.
Like, so something happened to Thor. Like, Thor died or something, or supposedly died, and Beta Ray filled in for him for a while, and he was worthy of holding Mjolnir.
Okay.
So he was using it, and then Thor came back, and they like, he did a good job in my absence. Here's the hammer. He's an alien Thor.
Wasn't Thor an alien?
Oh, not gonna block me. Okay, I will. I'll do it. Just how do you use it? I'll just do it because you said that I won't do it.
Okay. Alright.
Because, you know, wait, I don't have to, so what? Take your own advice and shut up. Oh, see? They were telling me to block him anyhow. And he's like, you won't do it. I did it. Anyhow.
Alright.
See, you just caught me looking at the screen at the wrong time. You guys better behave yourself in the chat room. Otherwise, something will happen. But the so he was brought in to kind of fill in for Thor for a little bit, and they said afterwards, they're like, we're going to give you a special weapon as well that is as powerful basically as Mjolnir, and it was Stormbreaker. Okay. So that's where the whole idea. So that's why when people first started seeing pictures of Stormbreaker for Infinity War, they thought that
he might be in there.
He may be in the movie, but yeah. So so what was the question? Tangent. I go crazy.
No, it's all good. Are you gonna watch Endgame again? They're re-releasing it.
They're re-releasing it. That's right. So this coming weekend, I have to look at my schedule, but I am curious. I actually have only seen it in theaters one time.
Really?
Only one time, which is insane to me because I saw Endgame in theaters 4 times in a 24-hour period. I think I told you about that.
Yeah.
Like they had an early 6 o'clock showing on a Thursday, which was a fan event where you got like little special coins. So I went to that one. Then I went to another one at like 9 or 10 that evening. Then I went to another one at noon the next day, and then another one at like 4 or something. So it's like in a span of 24 hours, I saw it 4 times. Yeah. So I'm like, it's a little bit much. But I've only seen Endgame the one time in theater. Okay. So I'm definitely curious. Now, you have it on there that Kevin Feige has said that it's not an extended cut, but there's like a deleted scene put back into it or something, and then even talked about a post-credit scene.
So Kevin Feige said it's not an extended cut. There'll be a version going into theaters with a marketing push for a few new things at the end of the movie. If you stay and watch the movie after the credits, there'll be a deleted scene, a little tribute, and a few surprises.
Okay, so the deleted scene is at the end of the movie, so it's not. So that's why it's not an extended cut. Yeah. So the thing that I don't like about when they put deleted scenes, like when you release a home video, I really wish that they would take those deleted scenes and put them back in the movie. Yeah. Leave them in there. Have 2 different versions of the movie on the disc. Have a regular theatrical release, and then have an extended cut, because every movie nowadays has 10 minutes of deleted scenes. Yeah. Put that shit back in the movie. We've already seen the movie for the most part. Yeah. And like I have the Lord of the Rings. I love the Lord of the Rings. Yeah. I have the only versions I have are the extended cuts. Okay. So there's an extra half an hour put into the first Lord of the Rings movie. There's like an extra 45 minutes put into the next movie. Okay. There's like an extra hour put back into the last movie. All right. So it's not just deleted scenes that you watch in a separate category. They're physically put back into the movie, so they're part of the story. Okay. Now, and a lot of times deleted scenes are taken out because they don't progress the story. Yeah. which it makes sense that they get cut out.
Yeah.
But when you watch, I'm like, oh, you could have left that in there. It doesn't take away from anything.
Yeah.
It just gives some extra backstory, some extra information.
Yeah.
That's not earth-shattering by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
But it's like you could do that on a DVD release or something. So I hope they do something like that with Endgame.
Yeah.
I'll probably just go see it because I have, like I said, I've only seen it the one time, and they do have some extra stuff in there. So I'm curious to see.
And then a little tribute probably for Stan Lee, most likely.
They did the tribute in the beginning, if you remember, like when the Marvel logo comes on, and usually they show the Avengers. Yeah. They showed a whole bunch of different pictures of Stan Lee.
Okay.
In it.
Yeah.
Which was nice. That got one of the largest applause. Yeah. Throughout the entire movie. So.
Yeah. So what do you? If it's not for Stan Lee, what do you think a little tribute would be for? That's like probably the only person I would think to do like a little tribute.
Maybe a tribute for Tony Stark.
Tony's like everybody who.
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, he's not gonna be in the movie. Yeah. And then a few surprises.
Yeah, I don't know.
A few
surprises.
It's just probably just marketing because it says marketing push.
Well, it's a marketing push. I mean, the biggest thing is they're trying to compete with Avatar. Yeah. They want to be the highest grossing movie, in the world. Which
even though they're the same company, but now they're the same company.
Now they're the same company, but they still want to have that cred because when Avatar came out, it wasn't with them. And people don't remember this. It was like, well, you have to re-release it. Avatar re-released their movie. That's how they got to where they were as well. They got an extra like 44. I think I saw it was like an extra $44 million when they re-released it later on in the year. Okay. So they did the exact same thing that Endgame is doing right now. Yeah. To give a push. So had Avatar not done it. Yeah. Avengers doing it with with a re-release, they would have past them by now. So it's like so it's an extra marketing thing, put it back out there again. Plus we got the lead up, so it's going to be what is today? Oh, we're already at the end of June. Yeah. In July you have Far From Home coming out, so I'm sure it's a nice way of putting it out there. Aww. I thank you very much. What does that say? IB? My rear end makes noises. Oh well. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. Sometimes you gotta do. That's right. So I feel like that might be a marketing push to try to put, get people, have it be a little bit more fresh in people's mind emotionally, because I guarantee you the first half hour of Far From Home is going to be Tony or Peter dealing with Tony Stark dying. Yeah. I guarantee it. So it's like you want to have that emotional attachment. So I get why they're doing it on that aspect. The surprises, I don't know. I mean, that's, he already tells us that if you stay to the end, you're going to get to see a deleted scene. Yeah. You're going to get to see a post-credit scene, which I feel will just... that's stuff that we probably already know about. Like a deleted scene. Like, they do that stuff all the time. Like, think back to Infinity War, where you saw all the Avengers, including Hulk, running on the field in Wakanda. Yeah. That wasn't in the movie. That was cut from it. So it's like...
Well, he was in that running scene, but he was just in the Iron Man suit.
Right. But, it's, so it's like, it's different. So... surprises, I don't know. I'm curious. I mean, that's the biggest thing that I'm
so
curious
probably
about.
Maybe just announcing another movie that no one really knows about. Well, speaking about the Fox going to Disney, Marvel's looking at Emily Blunt as Invisible Woman and John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic. What do you think about those castings?
I don't think the casting's bad. One thing that I've learned is more often than not, Marvel nails the casting. Their casting director, I forgot what her name is phenomenal at finding the right person for that character that you can instantly identify as that character now. Like I said, Robert Downey Jr., Tony Stark. Chris Evans, Captain America, Chris Hemsworth, Thor.
Yeah.
I mean, all of these characters
Yeah.
are now instantly recognized with these particular actors. And you got to remember, back in 2008, when Iron Man started it all off, that's another one people were questioning. Robert Downey Jr. back in 2008 was on all sorts of drugs. He was an alcoholic. I mean, his life was upside down, and nobody wanted to hire him for anything.
Yeah,
I mean, he was a Hollywood no-no.
Yeah,
and Kevin Feige, he plays Happy Hogan.
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Amazing, by the way, Jon Favreau. I love Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau.
Who was on Friends. Did you ever see that with him on Friends?
Yes.
You need to watch it if you haven't. If you guys didn't know that Jon Favreau was on Friends, that's some amazing stuff. He turns into an MMA fighter. It's so weird. But those two, especially Jon Favreau, went to Kevin Feige and had to convince him. Then Kevin Feige had to convince everybody else.
Yeah.
And they laid out their vision. They laid out what they wanted the universe to be. They said, this is what it could be. I mean, we could expand this.
No one's ever done
Nobody's ever done anything like this.
Yeah.
Let's be the first ones to do it.
Yeah.
And the worry was putting it all on Robert Downey Jr.'s shoulders, who was a Hollywood bad boy.
Yeah.
Notorious for being trouble on sets. And now we look at it as it was one of the most brilliant moves in movie history. I mean, Hollywood history. You look at this, what franchises have lasted 11 years?
Well,
I mean,
continuously,
and it's still going. I mean, and it's all intertwined. Flawlessly. I mean, there's things that you see in the movie like, oh my God, that's why they did that. You know, all that kind of stuff. So, same like with Infinity War. There's one of the biggest ones in there was Captain America being able to hold Mjolnir. And Kevin Feige, or not Kevin Feige, the director of Joss Whedon, he directed Age of Ultron, where Thor or Captain America wiggled it. Right? And he came out after Age of Ultron, and they're like, is Captain America worthy? And he's like, is he? Or isn't he?
Well, because they were asking him, and they're like, oh, he's not worthy, you didn't pick it up. But he's like, did he not pick it up, or did he just give up before?
Did he choose not to pick it up? Because at that point in time, it would have bruised Thor's ego. So you're either worthy or you're not worthy, is what he was saying. You either are or you aren't. There's no middle ground for it, because it's based on like you as a person. You are or you aren't. So the fact that he was able to wiggle it says he could have picked it up. He chose not to. Because he does. That's one thing that makes him worthy. He doesn't need to flaunt that kind of stuff. And then that scene where he grabs it. And Thor's like, I knew it. He knew that he was all this time, but it made him happy. It didn't upset Thor. So it's like that's why that was there. Age of Ultron came out a couple of years ago.
Well, it would have been weird if like 2 people picked it up, 3 people picked it up, because Vision picked it up in Age of Ultron.
Well, and you remember that whole scene where Tony and him were talking. And he's like, if it's in an elevator. The elevator's not worthy. You know, they're just in there playing with it.
Didn't Vision? He was created because of Thor's hammer as well.
He was created through the lightning of it. So, but I mean, you could argue Vision is a very noble person. I mean, and Vision did have it in the comic books as well. There were a few times where he was able to hold it. So. Many other people have held it, Stormbreaker or Beta Ray Bill. I mean, there's been other. Superman has been able to hold it.
Oh, they've done,
So I'm like, it's happened. So people shouldn't have been surprised, but it's just the point is I love how they pulled this stuff in. So ultimately, they're very smart. With what they do, and I think that.
Well, how do you think that the Fantastic
Emily
Four?
Blunt. I feel like we're going to get more information on how they could potentially bring in... Fantastic Four could just be anything. They can just, because they're just regular people that have been blasted. They might do something similar to Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Where, we already know the story. Let's just have Spider-Man just be here. Just drop him in, let's just introduce him into the world.
Yeah.
You might be able to do the same kind of thing with the Fantastic Four, but I feel like that deserves more of a backstory.
What about like the X-Men too? Like
the X-Men thing, that's definitely going to be interesting. How they're going to bring them in. There's a couple different theories already. Yeah. One that says that the amount of gamma radiation from having 3 snaps on Earth, because you had the original one in Wakanda, then you had Hulk's.
Yeah. And
then you had Tony's.
Okay, yeah. Those
were 3 snaps on Earth.
Yeah.
The one where Thanos tried to snap it to destroy the stones, that was on another planet.
Yeah.
So you had 3 of those, and they said the amount of like gamma radiation that was released on our planet, that could be enough to mutate some people or activate the mutation in it. So that could be used to introduce the X-Men. I think that's the most viable sort of theory to go with.
Theory. You know how who's the villain in Spider-Man?
Mysterio.
He's from another universe. Do you think?
I feel that's. I'm telling you right now. I'm calling it right now, people. That's a mind game. Mysterio is in the comics is an actor.
Yeah.
And he's a special effects thing. So like all the magic that you see is just light, and it's a special effect. So he creates all of this stuff to make him look like he's a superhero.
Yeah.
I think he says that he's from a parallel universe or a multiverse as just a distraction, as a way. I think he's from here. I think he's just saying he's from the multiverse to make him look like he's got more.
I forgot. Was it him who said it, or was it Nick Fury who said that he's coming out of the universe?
Nick Fury said that he's from a multiverse. So and that's but what if that's the guy coming to him and being like, hey, you don't know who I am, I've never been around helping the Avengers and doing all this stuff, I got all these powers, I was in here helping you because I was in a different universe.
Yeah.
All this stuff happened and I got pulled into your universe. So that's why I was in here helping you. I'm sorry. I wish I could have helped you. But whatever. I feel like that's going to be what they're going to do with it. So, but the idea of a multiverse is definitely something, talking about DC. I mean, it's existed in comics for years. So that's another theory where they could bring in the X-Men. I think the best way to do it, though, is all this radiation floating around in Earth on Earth now that could mutate your because look what gamma radiation did to Bruce Banner. Yeah. It mutated him. Basically. So same type of thing. If those genes are in us, and you could easily say that we have those mutated genes in us, they just aren't activated, and all this stuff floating around, all this gamma radiation activated it. Yeah. And now you got somebody like Cyclops who can blast optic blasts out of his eyes.
And all.
Right. So I think that I'm most excited about the X-Men, not so much Fantastic Four. Maybe just because I'm so sick and tired of Fantastic Four shit movies. I mean, the X-Men movies, I haven't seen Dark Phoenix, but I've heard it was shit. Yeah. But there's some good ones. I actually liked the Apocalypse. It's not as good as I wished it was.
I didn't even see that.
Days of Future Past, I thought was good.
Logan.
That was the one. Logan was amazing. So it's like they've done good stuff. Fox has done good stuff with X-Men. So it's not as bad. There hasn't been a Fantastic Four movie that I liked. Rise of the Silver Surfer could have been good, but that's another one where you introduce Galactus. Yeah. And that's somebody who that's another one where it should have been built up to Galactus, because this dude is the size of a planet. Like, he's huge. Yeah.
You think
that's a big bad guy.
You think that he may be the new...
I don't know. I feel like if they were going to do that, they would have... I mean, they easily could do that if you want to do that with the Fantastic Four. You have the X-Men. Yeah. I feel like it would be it would seem weird to see fighting Galactus without Iron Man. But by that point in time, you may have somebody who takes on the mantle of Iron Man, which is something that they've teased. Whether or not the kid from Iron Man 3 becomes a new Iron Man. Morgan, Tony Stark's daughter, she became Star or something, like in the comics. She became like Iron Man for a little bit. There's other characters that have become Iron Man.
You just reminded me of something. When I did the last podcast, Eddie was saying that that the deleted scene might be that Tony Stark, like with the time travel and all that stuff, that he goes like in the future, and like he says to like his future daughter, like when she's older, like forgive him, like that he died and all that stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that they could go with.
Yeah.
But so I'm curious to see what they'll come up with. And I mean, the future is, everyone talks about how bright the future is.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't see it as being a very bright future.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we know about a Guardians 3. We know about a possible Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're looking at some serious, underwhelming stuff.
Yeah.
I feel what is it? The Exiles or something, like they're talking about, like Keanu Reeves is in negotiations to be somebody in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Angelina Jolie, the Eternal.
The Eternal. So it's like, if you're gonna have the Eternals in it, that brings in a whole nother thing. It's just I just don't see a lot of stuff to be all that excited about.
Well, like I saw a rumor that Venom might be in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Do you think that that'll be a good team up?
I think bringing in Venom is that's another one of those characters where it's very ambiguous and on who has them and what they do.
Yeah.
There would have to be some serious stuff, I feel like, contractually.
Yeah.
To share, like because Spider-Man 3 is still going to be a Disney thing, and then you have Sony doing Venom. They'd have to do something. I think Venom is we know Venom 2 is happening.
Yeah, with Carnage.
We know that's happening with Tom Hardy, and we're going to be getting Carnage. With Woody Harrelson. Oh my God, and that looks so spot on perfect. I saw that, I'm like, that's amazing. So I feel like you could do that, and then afterwards, I would like to see Venom in it. I know you were gonna. He's an anti-hero.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would be a good setup for having Spider-Man being the good guy, and then Venom being fighting the same thing.
Yeah.
But going about it in a different way, where Carnage or Venom will be more brutal with it, where people are gonna die by his solution for things, and Spider-Man wants to try to figure out a way to solve the problem without that, and that could lead into like the Sinister Six with all of them. So I mean, and then ultimately them both deciding to work together. Yeah. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah. Kind of thing. So they say, all right, we can't do this alone. Let's work together. Let's do it. So still maintains that anti-hero element of Venom. I would love to see it. Especially, I think Tom Hardy did an amazing job as Venom. The story for that movie was good. Yeah. It was, in my opinion, one of the best recent superhero movies that wasn't a Marvel movie. Yeah. Or Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. Because it's Marvel. I mean, it's still Venom. Yeah. But I thought the story was good. The acting was good. Yeah. Tom Hardy's a tremendous actor. Yeah. He's really talented. I just feel like incorporating him is going to be tricky. I think they may incorporate Spider-Man into him more than the other way around. I think because after Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man reverts back to Sony. So if that's the case, it would be easier to put Spider-Man into a Venom movie than that, unless they extend the contract or whatever with Disney. So I don't know. Time will tell.
That'd be cool, like Marvel playing with like Spider-Man's villains. I think Spider-Man out of everybody has like the best villains or the most villains.
He's got a shit ton.
Yeah.
And, like a villain for everything. Batman does too.
Yeah.
I mean, but they've also just been around for forever.
Yes, and so 1939,
So they got to come up with villains all day. What else? What else we got? What did we cover?
All right. Brightburn. You said you didn't see Brightburn, right?
Did not see it.
So it's about evil Superman. He's a kid.
Right.
Well, it's not Superman, but it is marketed like Superman.
Like his powers.
And he lands on a farm in a spaceship, and they pick him as a baby, and they adopt him just like the Kents do. It's not the Kents.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like the Smiths.
Yes. Well, yeah. I forgot what the name, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it's a horror movie. So basically, like if you have a kid during a
and it's out. How old is it?
It came out like last month, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So what other comic book character do you think would make like a good horror movie? I think Batman has a lot of villains that we haven't seen, like a Victor Zsasz. Like Batman tried to do Professor Pig, where like Professor Pig kills like people who are like disabled or whatever.
Right.
And
until you said it, I didn't even think about it. But like Zsasz would be perfect.
Yeah.
For that. Or even Carnage.
Yeah.
Speaking of I mean, that would definitely be an interesting one as well.
Yeah.
So I'd go with those.
Yeah. Because the Batman movies
are crazy.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's. And I mean, if you're gonna do an R-rated movie, you could tie it into something else. I know I heard. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to edit this out. I heard my phone call. Oh wait. Oh, because it's after 4, so I gotta tell my girlfriend to come over. Okay. Oh, she's on her way. All right.
Okay.
So, and I have to pee anyhow. So what else?
Let's see.
Pretty good job.
Oh, you talked about you like the first 2 Thor movies better than Ragnarok.
We're gonna pause because that's a longer. I'm not gonna be able to make it through a pee break. But so we're gonna go on vacation. Just talk to my people. Say hi. Tell people about you. Remember, search Geek Talk.
No,
oh my God.
Comic Talk Podcast.
There you go.
Subscribe.
That's right. Listen to the stuff. Big voice guy is here.
Oh my goodness.
John Bailey.
Death in the Marvel movie would have
knows.
Death in the. Guess who's got to record Michael Bay's presidency?
His crazy mansion.
Whoa.
I have a friend of mine who's been to his crazy mansion, and this was back in still the heyday when he was doing movies. That he had like a whole room where like there was a whole bunch of like giant movie props and things like that. He had all the different cars and stuff, and it was my friend was like, he's got all this stuff here and he doesn't even like Transformers. Holy balls, dudes. So the question was, because unfortunately we do have to wrap. Are we
we're about it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I didn't want to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But the girlfriend, we're going to Galaxy's Edge tonight. I'm gonna go to Star Wars.
Nice.
Galaxy far away. Okay, so I made a statement in my review of Endgame.
Yeah.
That I didn't like the first, I did like the first 2 Thor movies, and I didn't really like Ragnarok. It's not that I didn't like Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like how. See, I liked the first 2 Thor movies. I thought that they were darker.
Mm-hmm.
There was a more seriousness to them. I thought that Jane Foster played a really good role in it. Because Thor and Jane Foster are a good tag team.
Yeah.
In the comics and such. But what a lot of people didn't like was that stuff. They didn't like how dark the movies were.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed them for that. I didn't like that they're like, oh, okay, well, people don't like that they're dark, but they do like the comedy and comical nature of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So let's make Ragnarok like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so now we just gotta, and now we have Thor with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is just, so it's not that, like, I felt like the humor, because there was always humor with Thor.
Yeah.
And part of that humor was like amplified in Ragnarok, and it just seemed stupid. It made him feel dumb, in my opinion, and I didn't like it. And then I love the progression in Ragnarok of how Thor was really relying on his hammer.
Yeah.
And he didn't have the hammer anymore. So now what's he do? And there's a line where Odin says, "You're not the god of hammers."
Yeah.
He's like that was there to focus
your
powers. And that sent a signal. He was now able to focus his powers through himself.
Yeah.
He didn't need that. And that's one of the aspects of Infinity War that I didn't like. That he felt like he couldn't beat Thanos without having his hammer.
Yeah.
So he needed to get another weapon to defeat him. And yes, the weapon is a strong weapon. It basically did defeat him. I'm like, because you remember, Thanos was blasting him with the full force and all the powers of it. And Stormbreaker just kept on going. It didn't stop.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's a fucking seriously good weapon right there.
Yeah.
But it's like, I felt like there was a regression to the steps that he took. Like, so in Ragnarok, he realized he doesn't need to limit himself.
Yeah.
In Infinity War, they took that step back and making him rely on an object again. So those were aspects that I didn't like. But there were parts about that movie I really did like. I thought that Hela was an amazing villain in that movie. I forgot the actress's name.
Yeah,
totally forgot who she was. Thought she was fantastic in it.
You like Valkyrie?
Valkyrie I thought was cool. I liked her backstory of how she was one of the noble warriors of Asgard.
That'd be really cool.
In hiding. It would be.
I think they were supposed to make it, they like tease it, I think, a little bit, but I don't know if they're gonna actually make it.
I don't think there's enough staying power with her as a character. I mean, she's more. Well, I mean, she could be because now she's the king or queen of Asgard.
Yeah.
So I guess there is power to her. But I mean, it's so it wasn't that I didn't like Ragnarok. I wasn't happy with the direction that they took it, just to appease fans.
Okay.
And now you've made him silly and kind of comic relief. And you go into Endgame, he's now a big dude yelling at people over the internet when they're playing Fortnite or whatever it is. I'm like, you know, I mean, I get why they did. You know, they're trying to show him in a state of depression, and how depression